Welcome back to the BCS podcast, week 2, episode 3. Well, recap of 2, beginning
Yeah.
of week 3, same thing.
Yes.
Episode 3,
Yeah,
2.
something like that.
Episode 2, because week 1 we kind of missed the previous.
Look, it's a lot of mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
Here. It is what it is. How was everyone's weekend?
Relaxing. For
Great weekend.
We're very relaxing for college football. For
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have scored. I mean, you could have, but you couldn't have asked for more of a one-sided Ohio State game.
I mean, we knew what we were getting into. We knew that it was pretty much a let's honor HBCUs and let's call it a day. Like,
Yeah,
I'm just. It was a good building thing. I mean, we can jump right into it. I can go with my game first, and I got about 3 sentences.
I mean, Friday I didn't really watch either of these games.
Yeah,
I did hear Maryland struggled quite a bit more than week 1.
We're talking Friday. This is before I hated the sport of football, until a glorious JJ saved my life. Now, James Madison. Now, I've never seen a team dominate a half in the way that they did. I watched this game in its entirety. This got the hotel TV. My phone was watching the NFL game. So James Madison was doing this weird thing where they'd bring in Skluka, who you guys might remember is the UNLV opt-out transfer guy.
Yes.
He would come in and he would run the ball as an extra blocker runner. And they were just absolutely dominating. They had the ball like first and goal a couple of times. They were just hang on for dear life. And then Louisville just kept grinding away, kept chipping away. And basically, James Madison just didn't capitalize on their mistakes. Louisville finally saw the ball go through the hoop a few times and then broke off a crazy run. Now, there was, depending on what you got the spread at, this was on Bad Beats I saw when I was watching after Monday Night Football, JJ's masterclass. They had Louisville ran a touchdown to like right at the end of the game, and then James Madison ran this crazy play, got down to like the 1 yard line, and the clock was running, and they just kept trying to run it. And they got goal line stood up. So I know the spread opened at like 16. I think it closed at 13.5. So if you would have lost by that hook there, it was crazy because James Madison should have won the game outright. I understand they ended up losing. They were just playing their absolute asses off, completely dominating the whole thing. But
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was just all explosive plays in the second half.
One thing I did notice on out of the Friday night games, first off, can we just say Northwestern is still not good? 142 to 7.
This Western Illinois team loves just buy games where they could just stack a bunch of money but lose by 50 points.
Yes.
Like they're.
I don't know if you remember, this is the team that didn't win a game in like 3 years. Last year they played somebody and they finally beat them.
So the other thing is not only did Northwestern but we might need to have a discussion, and we know who they play this week. So I can't believe Big Noon Kickoff is actually punting and having Oregon and Northwestern on.
That's quite crazy to me, but I could see why they would want to do it.
Anyways, 42-7. That was your Friday game. Yes, Maryland looked pretty average and terrible against a not so great Northern Illinois team. So. No. Although, you know what? I think the MAC might actually be a decent conference this year. The MAC actually.
I think so, too. I think for everything that we're seeing so far.
They actually have some teams that are pretty decent. But
soon to be Mountain West, by the way.
The one thing I will say is from Friday night. I forgot about that. The one thing I did see was it looks like Boise State had a get-right game, which is kind of good for them because they got blown out in week 1.
Very good at football.
That running back they got. But you know what the good thing is? They actually threw the ball a decent amount for them in that game, and Madsen didn't look halfway bad from the stats. I mean, I didn't watch the game, but I saw the score, so he couldn't have been that bad.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
last thoughts on Friday. Isaac Brown, again, the running back for from Miami, is on the Louisville Cardinals. He is going to name his price next year in the transfer portal. I'm surprised they kept him this year. This kid is all world. Louisville's had a really good stretch of running backs the last few years. Jawar Jordan, Isaac Guerrero, into Isaac Brown.
He was like minus 400 to score a touchdown. Like there was no question that he's getting in the end zone. Like it's like a weekly thing at this point.
And he was in hell until he ripped a 78-yarder right at the end.
I think this is like a team that people could still sleep on to make some noise in the conference. I mean, Miller Moss isn't like a game difference maker, but if he plays to a certain level,
who's their coach, Zach?
They can play it in some big games. Yeah,
Jeff Fromm, baby.
Yeah, their coach is known for making some noise. So I think
they're coacher.
I think they're kind of building something that, watch out. I think that's a team that people could sleep on, but you just never know. I mean, that ACC, Clemson, which we talk on in a second, hasn't looked the best in the world. Still unknown on Miami, what's happening there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward, especially in that conference. Because you look at it now, like what SMU lost.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a toss-up. Yeah, it's going to be a little toss-up in that conference.
As we move on to Saturday,
you can go
we
ahead.
Can start it.
Yeah,
3:30 kickoff, whatever. I mean, Julian Sand broke the record for most completions to start a game, which kind of was funny that it was Will Howard who had the record, and he just went and broke Will Howard's record like a year later, which is kind of nuts and crazy. His only incompletion was an interception, which was an actually pretty athletic play, but it's scrambling, so not too much to write home about. I mean, they literally left Jeremiah Smith wide open. Not a great idea. And it wasn't even that, like, it wasn't even that good of a move either. Like, Jeremiah Smith looked like he was trotting out there, and they just decided not to cover him. And it was like, okay, well, this game's pointless. From what I've understood, I actually one of the few home games I've missed. From what I understood, the loudest cheer of the day was from Grambling band running onto the field at halftime and playing with Ohio State band. So,
yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, the whole band is like one of the best parts. One of the best parts of the whole thing.
Which good on our athletic department for to pay them to get their band to come here as well. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Man, see what happens when you let good people on your field. It's crazy, man. It's just good moves all around.
I know. Imagine why he's not allowed to be at Northwestern game this week.
Yeah. So if we're moving on to the next game, Iowa, another week, another year where their offense in this game, it just doesn't work. I mean, we're now 2 weeks in, and Mark Gronowski has a time like think 120 passing yards in 2 games. Like, I mean,
Rocco Becht wasn't even that much better. They literally had 134 yards passing.
Yeah, but like Iowa were hyping up like they had some sort of like major offensive changes, and it's worse than last year with Cade McNamara. It's been worse. They scored 40 points almost. They scored 30 to 40 points a game now, and they can't even score 20 again. So I don't know.
I watched a decent amount of this game. Look, Iowa had their opportunities without a doubt. I mean, Iowa State had their opportunities to blow this thing open. Iowa State had their opportunities to blow it open. Iowa had their opportunities to take like advantage of every single Iowa State like just miscue. And I think it might be time to have a conversation about Kirk.
Yeah, I know. And it sucks.
I know he's a legend, and I know what he took Iowa's program from. And look, that's great. But, like, we've ran its course, and it's almost like you need to change the scenery because I can tell you right now, Iowa with an offense is probably
dangerous.
They're a top 5 Big Ten team every year now with an offense.
Yeah, their defense
if they keep the same level of defense. It's kind of unfortunate that they just can't be like, hey, by the way, Kirk, go coach the defense, and we're hiring a new head coach. Because
it's tough. If we're just looking at
I know you were in Norman, Blake, so did you get to watch any of this game?
No, the only game that I saw parts of was the cozy Lock of the Week masterclass.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so we'll just kind of go. No, we'll just kind of go through the other games real quick. Just because there were so many blowouts. Indiana wins 56-9 against Kennesaw State.
Yep.
Minnesota beats Northwestern State 66-0. It was like 40 or 50-0 at halftime, which everybody kind of expected that. It was just unreal. Like there was nothing that was stopping. Oregon blows out Oklahoma State 69-3.
We're very happy about that at Norman. I can tell you that right now.
Let me also tell you about this. That was 69-3 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That was wow.
Yeah. Wisconsin blows out MTSU 42-10. Rutgers blows out Miami, Ohio 45-17. Nebraska wins against Akron 68-0, which Akron has now gone 2 scoreless weeks. Haven't scored a single point. I think they're the only team in the country 2 weeks in to have no points, which is pretty impressive.
And just to let you know, UMass is also a very bad team that I've kept an eye on, and I think me and Blake had this conversation earlier today. UMass and Akron, it's a Tuesday night game, first week of action.
Oh, that's great.
Really?
Washington blows out UC Davis. There's a lot of blowouts. Purdue wins 34-17 over Southern Illinois. USC blows out Georgia Southern 59-20.
Yep.
And then now we can just touch on the other couple key games. We'll start with Penn State, which I know
just move on.
Blake
they look terrible.
Blake didn't see, but there was moments where Penn State fans were hitting a little bit of the panic button. I'm pretty sure.
I mean,
if I'm not wrong, it was like 10-0 at halftime.
Correct. It was 10-0 at halftime, and Drew Allard looked like he probably should never get on the football field again. He still went 19 of 33. 19 of 33. For those of us who are ball knowers here, who have said that Allard is not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL draft next year.
Yeah.
But yet everyone keeps saying, oh, man, it's the size.
He might be. That's how bad this class is, dude.
I don't think it can be that bad because he is just so unimpressive. He's so unimpressive. And it's
just out of the, like, what, Cade Klubnik, Lenora Sellers.
Okay. I don't want to get too far into this debate right now, but he's just he's
who are you tanking for, Cozy?
Nobody like right now.
More like the Dolphins, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, there's a couple teams that are worse than those two.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Someone's worse than the Dolphins.
Yes.
Who?
Who was it? Oh, we were talking about it yesterday.
Dolphins scored in the fourth quarter to not get blown out, shut out by Danny Dimes.
Give me a sec. I'll think about it. But yeah, let's move on to Cozy's game of the week.
My lock of the week, first off, this was my lock of the week, not even game of the week. Illinois -3. Wow. I did not think it would get to be this bad. But, I mean, there was some turnovers by Duke in the second half that really swayed this game. Looks like Duke definitely overpaid for a quarterback. He wasn't that. He's whatever, and now he gets to play his former team this week, I believe, right?
Correct.
I believe so.
Yes, he does. Yep. Look, I'm very high on Illinois. I think that this is a Illinois team that, if you look at it, they have the potential to be a playoff team and get in at 10-2.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it preseason.
Which is wild to think that Illinois is like a guaranteed lock at 10-2, but they are. Look, they got Western Michigan. They got at Indiana in 2 weeks on NBC, which means it's going to be probably a night game.
Yeah, that one is already announced. It's a night game. No, it's actually it is a night game. Yeah.
I don't know. It could be a night game. It could not be because I don't know.
I think they announced it.
I think they announced it 2 days.
I think they announced it 2 days ago because Michigan, Nebraska is at 3:30. I think it's
okay.
I believe it's a night game because
yeah.
Two of my good friends on Twitter. This is their bowl game. Shout out to Bielema and Diamond.
Okay, cool. So I mean, I look at that, and then you got a USC team coming to your place. Like
that, that's the game of the year.
This could be the defining moment for Illinois, because if you beat USC
and USC,
then you're setting up a top 10 matchup with Ohio State in 2 weeks after that, at your home place. Which then you're talking about you beat Ohio State, and you're like looking at Big Ten title game hopes. You're looking at going undefeated, actually, because after that, you have the likes of Washington, Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Northwestern. After you get through Ohio State, if you're undefeated, you're going undefeated.
And the crazy part for USC is then the USC goes Michigan and Notre Dame after Illinois. So both teams, that's like a loser leaves town game.
Yes.
So, that's going to be fascinating.
You know what? I disagree with that because I think Illinois could lose to USC and then they could lose to Ohio State. And then we're talking still 10-2, though. 10-2 still.
But like then it's like who did you beat to Illinois? Oh, you beat Indiana.
Well, I was going to say we saw Indiana in the playoff last year.
11-1 is different than 10-2. Weren't they 11-1?
Yeah,
they were indeed 11-1.
You know what? Here's the thing. Let's let the season play out and see what Duke does, because if Duke makes an ACC run and they get to be like around like an 8-9 win team this year, then that's a quality win for Illinois on the road, which could carry them if they go 10-2.
It just looks interesting now because where's Indiana at and where is these opponents going to be at by the time?
Yeah, and
it's over.
Like I said, there was just some things that happened in the second half. I mean, Duke fumbled, which really, you know what? Here's the thing. The thing is, at that point, when Duke fumbled in the second half, that was the big changer because it was 20-13, and then Illinois got the ball back and then literally went down and scored again. And it was like a quick, probably I'm going to say 2 to 3 minutes of game time. And it was like, it went from 14-13 or 13-12 or whatever it was. Yeah, 14-13 and a half to 28-13. And then you had Duke trying to chase points too. Like they scored a touchdown. Then they tried to go for 2. They didn't get it. Now they're down by 9. Then there's a field goal. Then there's the pick. Then there's another touchdown. Then there's a fumble. Then there's another touchdown. And before you knew it, it was like game over. I mean, look, the main drive here is that was a 12-play drive to make it 38-19 after the Duke interception or after the Illinois interception on Duke. Like, Illinois fits the part of a playoff team right now. No one believes it. No one believes it. Hold on. No one believes it because if you take the logo away, everyone's like, oh, they're so impressive. But with the logo, everyone says, it's Illinois. They're not that good. They have one good year every 20 years. But okay.
Yeah.
Question.
Are they the new Iowa?
No.
No.
Look, I mean, Iowa used to have a fine offense. People kind of forget that recently. So you have a good offense. You're very physical. You're pretty balanced. You have not elite skill position, but pretty good defenders going in the league often. Like there's a sneaky lot of Illinois guys that have gone in the league now. A lot of high level guys too. I don't know. I just think that
I'm just gonna say
they are
no.
very pissed. It's not the old East West anymore. Because I feel like they'd be in Indy frequently.
I'm gonna say no due to the fact that it's hard to replicate what Phil Parker has done for so long, and I think that's the only factor holding a team back is that they have literally, if not the second best, the best defensive coordinator in the country, and it's hard to argue that.
And they had Ryan Walter for a while. I mean, yeah, I get it.
I'm going to say this. So I don't know if most people know this, but if that Iowa job comes open, Burt could probably take it.
Yeah, I would think that.
And here's the thing. The guy who recruited him to Iowa was Kirk.
Yeah.
Because Kirk was his O-line coach his freshman year when he got recruited there.
Yeah.
So that would make sense. I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know if I would say it's like a big move, but also at the same time, I would say that like.
Because it's funny because Burt, people don't realize this, was recruited as an offensive lineman and then went to play D lineman. So I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things here. And also you got to remember that Kirk also gave him, I believe, his first coaching job as the linebacker coach at Iowa. So I don't know. There's a lot of things there. Illinois is tough. They're very hard-nosed. They have a pretty good coaching staff there. They produce NFL talent now. I mean, we've seen some players get drafted out of Illinois. It's not bad to say that they're not the new Iowa, but I mean, I'm high. I'm high on them, but I've also been high on them for like 2 to 3 years, and they've kind of let me down. And now I can kind of puff my chest out at them and say, hey, this is what I've been talking about. This is the Illinois. Like, I thought last year their Michigan win was like the turning point, and they were going to go up to Oregon and like give Oregon a major game. And they just
sucked.
They got the doors blown off them at Oregon. Look, you don't have that game this year. I mean, yeah, they go to Washington, and we're going to find out what Washington's about in 2 weeks. Because, I mean, I'm not confident in going there, but I'm also not extremely worried.
Man, they're stat padding against fucking Cal State to 3 a.m.
How
was it still 3 a.m. for me, and I was in
UC Davis. UC Davis, get it right. Have some respect.
Same shit.
Outside of that, I don't got anything to say more than lock of the week, or I'm not even going to go lock of the week, but they're covering against Western this week.
Yeah. I would say we'll just touch on the last 2 games, and then the last game before ours, and then we'll go.
Were both of our locks the last 2 games here, or
I lost. Mine was the under in the Wisconsin game, which they were up 6-0 in the second quarter, and absolutely.
Yeah, I bet on Nico. I bet on Nico Frico, who somehow got actually almost back into that game, but
UNLV, UCLA, not good.
I still like UCLA, dude. I don't know.
No, how do you like UCLA?
They're not good.
I almost made them my lock this week again.
They're not good. They can't do anything right. They went down so many points and had to claw their way back in that
let's.
By the way, I don't know if you've seen the one of the more graphic things I've seen in a while was Orgy's hamstring tear. It was off the bone.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah.
Someone was like, it's a rotisserie chicken. I was like, holy shit, relax.
Yeah, it was not a good looking injury.
Okay.
Hey, Heisman next year. Come on.
Yes, absolutely. So I think there was 2 games that your state took interest in at the same time. Like, I couldn't tell by the screaming and yelling from the Big Ten group chat of who was winning and who was losing and what was going on. But
yeah, I mean,
go ahead. We'll go with the happy person about this.
Yeah, I mean, a great win, 42-40 in double overtime. I gotta say it, Dylan Longrain or whatever, however you say his name. He's an unbelievable. I mean, you could tell why Saban recruit, like why he was good, and you got the guy baller, man. Pretty electric, but I mean, we played an unbelievable game. Mr. Childs had one of his best games ever. 5 touchdowns, 230 passing yards, and I don't know, almost 40, 50 rushing yards.
Is Childs in the? Is he in the Heisman talks?
No, come on.
Big Ten Player of the Week.
I don't know, man.
Let's relax. Let's relax. We need to see
Big Ten Player of the Week, man. I remember Jonathan Kim won it week 2 again a couple years ago, and it was some dog shit Sam Levitt guy that they benched for him. Yeah.
Let's relax. We're gonna go week by week. It's a 1-0 each week. We just need to keep going. We got
Does Jonathan Smith know what FaceTime is? I'm asking the important questions. All right, keep going.
But we need to relax. We need consistency. I love what I saw this week. No turnover-worthy plays throughout the entire game, except for one by a wide receiver who tried to do a hurdle, and then he had the ball, and it went whoop right into the air, but it bounced out of bounds, thankfully. But other than that, I mean, good overall. Defense had to tighten up some things. Really didn't get to the quarterback, but stopped the run effectively. Just like last week with Boston College, I said that they can't run the ball, and what they not do this week, they couldn't run the ball. So, but yeah, another great win. Pretty huge win.
How many sacks did you have in the game?
I think we had 0.
How many quarterback pressures did you have in the game?
I don't know. I was.
Okay, I just wondered. I mean, I heard Michigan State has a great defensive pass rush. So,
who said that?
What do you mean? Their best guy. Their best guy. I saw him in person. He was pretty good. David Stone was awesome.
But yeah. So let's keep it going. I mean, there was very effective plays on third down, and we kept some strong drives together. And shout out to our kicker. First career kick is from 50 yards, which is pretty awesome. So, all right, go ahead, Blake.
Really, you're gonna shout out kickers? The hell is this?
Oh, and our punter, he's unreal.
Do you hear this? They're shouting out special teams.
Yeah. Special teams wins you games there.
Yeah, and you know what? Kickers are terrible for some teams.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well.
Yeah. 2 things before I begin. I have to roast each one of you because it's how I do it. Raise your hand if your quarterback didn't throw a pick this week. Now, speaking of the Illinois game, it was one of the largest wins I've seen of a team that's the farthest left on the did we lose that bad thing. There was only one other team next to them. It was Michigan State. It was the Max did we lose 1 by 2.
But we won.
The only solace I had potentially was I was able to pull up Peacock walking out of Gaylord Stadium in Saturday night, and I watched the dumb fuck walking into the end zone to win the game. So I was like, oh, great. Double gut punch. I've touched on this game a bunch on my channel, but obviously I want to do it again here.
I just want to ask this question, though. Are you guys – I heard there's only one team left that's unbeaten in the state of Michigan in football. Is that correct?
Eastern lost. Michigan lost. State is good. Did Western lose yet?
Yeah, we beat them.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
Wait, no, Ferris State. Shout out to D2 Demons.
Ferris State. My bad.
Calabasas got in. I don't know if that's his name, but that's what I'm going to call him.
Also real quick,
played for Ole Miss this week.
Also, real quick before Blake goes, shout out to Adrian College D3 beats Valspero, which is an FCS school, like upsets them, and like apparently they didn't even talk about this. I thought it would be on like the sickos committee, but I guess I didn't see it.
That's kind of interesting. You thought it would be too.
A D3 school beating an FCS.
You're right, man. Imagine they upset someone like Valparaiso, though. I mean, Velasquez is a known powerhouse. No, I'm kidding.
Whatever.
All
right.
So now, incredible town, incredible city. I don't know if you play them anytime soon, Cozy. I know you played them a while ago.
No, we don't have them on.
You guys do Texas and Bama, right? We do Texas, Oklahoma.
We do Texas, Bama, and then Georgia.
Got it. We do Oklahoma, Texas, and Notre Dame. So incredible city, incredible vibes, open container, which is great. I did say open carry a few times. I'm sure it's that as well. But they have this really fascinating thing where all of their main college bars are literally like probably a 2-minute walk from the stadium, and they shut down the street. So you can like walk around. They have like open storefronts and stuff. Like they kind of have like mini outdoor bars. Like it's COVID almost. So it's kind of like sick. But incredible vibes, really great people. I mean, I saw a video of some Michigan fan getting choked out. I don't know what the hell he did because those people were awesome.
Really?
Yeah. I only had one person yell SEC, and we kind of looked at him like, you understand that that's for the losers in the conference, right? The guy's like, shit, hell no. I didn't realize that piece of shit Schooner came out every time they scored. Those guns are so damn loud.
Well, it looks like you were pretty close to the field too.
Yeah, but like when they did their like half Vol walk, half Clemson bus ride thing, where they rode a bus for 2 blocks and then got out and then walked in their suits, it was crazy. They had like 70 recruits there. It was a little hard to get to, but it is what it is. Then the game began. We were there before the game. Oklahoma's student section was screaming at Bryce, calling him overrated. Bryce at one point took off his helmet and just went like this to him. And it was pretty funny. I was like, okay, good. My demon is locked in. Unfortunately, he was the only one. Sharon and Chip Lindsey, we now know more that it was mostly Sharon Moore kind of made this his personal game. Obviously, this is the game he said he was refusing to sit out for the self-imposed, basically, Michigan NCAA suspension for cheating. I did bump into Connor in the hotel. Shout out, Connor. Lovely to meet you again. But yeah, he's potentially open to coming on a podcast. Never mind. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun. Then the game started. No one was really prepared. The O-line is horrific. Sharon is just trying to do the same bully ball stuff that we've done in previous years with significantly worse offensive line. I don't know if he didn't know it, which is alarming, or he did know it and just decided not to. So the further I've gotten away from this game, the more I think, well, they definitely were playing to not lose, which is loser stuff. They were doing it the whole game. You can kind of see it. What was really weird was, and now that the more you look away from it, it's like, okay, let's look at Michigan's schedule. You got Ohio and you've got Oklahoma. Like that's like the tier 1. Then you've got Nebraska and USC in the middle and at the end. So I think Michigan, if you look at it from 10,000 feet, you lose by 11 on the road against an SEC team, against the current Heisman favorite. And, Brett Venables, the rookie quarterback, his first start, blah, blah, blah. Michigan got blown out in this game. It was significantly more than 11 points. They looked horrible. Bryce was doing what he could. I understand he had a terrible statistical game. He played way better than the box score suggested. Haynes did the same thing he had a couple weeks ago where he had a 75-yard touchdown run. You take that out, it was like 18 carries for 50 yards. He had 0 push up front. We watched back the All-22 in our good friend Darnell's Discord. I was literally crying laughing last night, me and Darnell and a few others. It was so bad. I think I'm going to tweet it out soon. I'm going to edit the twister board underneath my offensive line because there's one play where there's 3 guys on like hands on knees, like literally on all fours, like getting stonewalled a few different ways. It was tough. The defense did what they could. Mateer's exactly what I thought he was. And it was very funny to see my fan base go from this guy's not that good and he had better weapons and O-line at Wazoo to he's the Heisman. So, of course, we lost to him. It's just a Michigan thing. It happens every week. I don't know if every other fan base is like that, but I know mine is for sure. The game came down to, I believe the stat was, someone sent me, on 3rd and long, Mateer was 4 for 4 for 110 yards and a touchdown. That's crazy. Obviously, the Heisman moment of that game was when Brennan Hellman had a perfectly timed safety blitz, lines up, shoots out of a cannon. Blake may or may not have fist pumped in the stands as Mateer does a pirouette and throws a seed down the sideline that should have been a touchdown. Oh, man. There was so many times where you had this team dead to rights and you had a chance, even though you shouldn't have. You played terribly, but it was just bad. But Bryce still had a few flashes that had me very excited. Like there was one where he rolls out to the right, both defenders crash down, he flips it over. He's at the end of the game, he stepped up in the pocket and threw a beautiful ball downfield, but a concussed Samaj Morgan had zero clue where the hell he was. So the spotter should be fired. It is what it is. But overall, that was what I had.
The one takeaway I'd say from this, and you can see like different angles on TV where like you can't see it at the game. The one thing is there was a lot that Bryce did well, and then there was a lot that was like, oh, he's a freshman, and you got to remember that. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. It's first freshman mistakes were made, but it wasn't like freshman mistakes made that cost them the game. The other thing is, big momentum shift here was you guys kind of you had a nice drive down the field, down 7-0, and your kicker just like that was a big momentum shift. And then your defense came back out and Oklahoma went hurry up, and it took them 10 plays, but they went the 80 yards and scored a touchdown and was like, bang, 14-0. And it was like right before half. And it was like, shit. Like you just kind of felt like if you were a Michigan fan, you were going there just going, well, shit, we were just down 7-0 and could have been 7-3, but then our kicker just misses a field goal. And it was not a good miss. And I thought it was a clean snap and a clean hold. I just think he mishit it.
I don't blame him. And here's my logic. So on the first offensive possession of the game, might have been first or second. It is it's the ball's on the 38-yard line. Now, no, I can't talk kickers making long field goals on this podcast. Sorry, Cozy. But it was a 55-yarder, which Zavada's made a bunch of. He's got no problem with that. And Sharon decides to punt it on the 38-yard line.
Yes.
The punt is a touchback, 18-yard punt. Guess how many yards the next play went for?
The next play went for 18 yards.
18 yards. So one play and you're back to where you punted from.
Correct.
If you don't think that screwed with the kickers are mental midgets, don't think that being like, oh, we don't trust you to kick this 50-yard field goal got into his head for the next one. I don't know. Probably wishful thinking, but that's what I think personally.
But here's the other thing is it wasn't going to be at the same end either. I don't know how their stadium is set up. If there's like a tough end to kick or there's an easy end to kick.
It was away from the student section.
Okay, so the second field goal was away from the student section?
The one that he should have hit.
Okay.
They didn't. It would have been, for you guys, it would have been left to right on the TV.
Okay. So,
to the right. Yeah.
It's not really a matter about student section there. I'm just talking about the wind because, like, kickers.
There wasn't really any wind.
Yeah. So,
perfect weather, by the way. I don't know if I added that part. It was like 65, 70, then like overcast, kind of sunny, and then the clouds went away at night, and the moon was awesome. So
did our third person just peace out? But
yeah, he opted out. It's okay.
He's in the transfer portal now.
Yes.
Other than that, I really don't have too much to say about this game, other than you had your chances as well to get into it, or stay into it, get into it.
It's hard to get in rhythm when you don't throw the ball for an hour.
Oklahoma also kind of allowed you to stay in the game. The big one is when you guys got the ball at the Oklahoma 27 or 30 or whatever it was
on the muff
punt. Like that was when the blood was in the water and then you had
7-21.
And then you had to settle for a field goal. It could have been
3rd and
20-14.
6. You run the ball for 4 yards, running the ball on 3rd and 6. That's the go for it play.
I was just going to say, why didn't they go for it on 4th and 2 there?
Because my coaches are.
Okay.
We talked about it all week about how he was going to do it and be the man and la 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 la. And then you make a 2-score game a 2-score game. That is what a defensive coordinator does. That's some like Jim Schwartz, Dan Quinn nonsense. Okay.
Yeah.
Not some I'm Sharon Moore. I'm blowing kisses to the crowd. Let me hang my nuts on your forehead. I used to play here too. Bullshit. But the good news is Sharon searches his name on Twitter. Sharon reads every comment. If you say anything mean to Sharon, he will personally block you. He has gotten bullied by everyone on the app. I had a conversation with an unknown parent at the halftime of this game, and they were crashing out. Their poor mother was absolutely losing their mind. So these people understand it. Former players understand it. People on Twitter talk about it. Booger McFarland was going crazy about it. He's like, hey, you could have saved a lot of money and just done if you're going to run the orgy playbook with Wonderwood, he can hand the ball off too pretty well. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, look, dude. Thankfully, that was all before the funny, the JJ handoff merchant comments where he broke that, obviously. But the worst part of the whole thing was when Sharon says that he opted to the special teams coordinator to see if we were going forward or not on the punt, that first punt I was talking about, and additionally kicking the field goal on 4th and 2. He's like, oh, I'm an analytics guy. If it says 4th and 2, 4th and 3, we're going for it. Well, you lied. But all you do is lie to me. And the worst by far was the lack of Bryce rushing, because he had that one rush where it was like a 9 or 10 yard carry. And it's like, oh, sweet. So that's the longest rush of the game outside that 175 yarder. Cool. Nice. Bryce, the 6'5" guy can blow through those tiny little linebackers Oklahoma had. Interesting. So what happens after the game? And this has been further developments as of now, like literally an hour ago. He goes to his press conference and he's like, yeah, someone asked him about quarterback running. He goes, yeah, JJ used to ask me to run all the time, but we're like, oh, we don't have 2 quarterbacks, so I'm not going to run my quarterback.
Yeah, I don't get the point of that.
Now that happened on Monday afternoon. Now, if only JJ McCarthy, won an NFL game on a Monday Night Football national standalone on a great comeback that sealed an all-time rookie performance in the 4th quarter, statistically breaking every record except Cam Newton. It's not like he had a nice touchdown run to win the game or anything.
No. You're missing out. You're missing out a very, very key part of this whole thing, though. He's not only did that, he did that after being injured for an entire season, and it's like, okay, you're like the whole.
I mean, it was like the second coming of the baby Jesus. I mean, what can I say?
And then Christ, and then Chip Lindsey comes out and goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I love running the quarterback. I do it in all my offenses. I try to do it whenever I can. And that's like, oh, so it was Sharon. Got it. Glad we're all on the same page here. So shout out Michigan for cheating. My head coach that won't let my quarterback play like the way he wants to is gone the next 2 games. It's a bad time to be a shuck of corn, an ear of corn. You shuck the corn. It's an ear of corn. That's going to be an ear of corn.
You got another friendly matchup this week, though. So,
listen, man, we support local business. I love Central Michigan.
I did want to touch on one thing, and I think me and Zach both called this, although I went 1 of 2 on upsets last week. I believe the Ohio Bobcats, who will visit Columbus this weekend, beat the West Virginia Mountaineers.
Oh, they are unbelievable. That is a fun team to watch. Watch out for them to win the MAC again. That would be awesome if they did that.
And my loss, unfortunately, was only a 14-point loss. They did cover. Bowling Green to upset Cincinnati. Bowling Green's not good, but neither is Cincinnati. I might take Cincinnati to lose every single Big 12 game. They may not win a Big 12 game.
So they play Kansas State.
That
was a half rhetorical question.
Yeah,
two other
so
things.
I mean,
one.
if we want to talk about Week 2's Kansas State game, we can. But I don't think you guys. I don't think you guys want to.
Things, and then we can move on. Well, three. One, shout out the Bulls. Bulls are back. LJ Henderson, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, one of my good friends, he is basically a little brother. I helped teach him how to sail. Well, not sail, how to race sailing. I coached him, basically. I don't know why I'm losing my mind here.
What do you mean coach him? Sailing's not a sport.
Exactly. Well, hey, Zach beat a freaking sailing school double overtime. But so we had, he's a diehard Michigan State fan, but he's currently going to the University of Tennessee. He let me know that Cade McNamara had more passing touchdowns than Bryce Underwood this week. Diabolical stat. And I might have to retire a bit. Now, this has been a bit of mine for a long time. I think it's run its course. I think we'll learn a lot this week. I'm sure Coach is going to touch on it shortly. You have not found a bigger USF Bulls fan on this application. And I could have just done my usual where I'm like, they're going to win, blah, 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 blah. They pull off maybe the greatest win in school history. I don't know this history that well. Unbelievable upset on the road in a spot where they took them seriously because they already upset another ranked opponent. It's tough. And the only question I have, because I don't even want to talk about that dumb idiot woman that has them still ranked. A, DJ Lagway sucks. I never liked him. B, this is kind of could almost like catapult us into the preview of next week. If USF wins, are they the number one team in the country?
It's hard not to rank them top 10. They have to be top 10.
Seriously.
You got to be top 10. By the way, just to let you know, if they win, this will be the tied for the highest ranked win they have over a team in the school's history.
Didn't they beat Rutgers with some bullshit?
No, they beat West Virginia in 2007, who was ranked number 5 at the time.
Yeah, I remember there was some crazy. They may have lost to Rutgers when both.
They lost to Rutgers when they were number 2 in the country. South Florida, number 2 in the country at one point. Look, okay, I think the conversation that needs to be had is we need to really have an overview each year of AP voters, because AP voters, obviously, if you're getting a standard, something like that, honestly, a lot of these people who are part of the Associated Press, they're literally watching their own teams. And proven point here, this lady, whoever she is, I can't remember her name, but there's another guy out there.
USC reporter. She has no excuse not staying up and watching the games.
Okay, and you know what? Here's the other thing is.
If I have to stay up in 2 weeks for 11 p.m. kickoff, she does too.
Now,
PM for her?
Here's the one thing that I also want to hit on here is, why are we having AP reporters that are local to vote on these things? I get it's the AP poll. I get it, but you're putting too much emphasis on having an AP poll to where this is like the guidelines that the playoff committee uses all the time is the AP poll. I think a lot of people have said we shouldn't have rankings until 5 weeks into it, but you're going to run into the same problem because clearly half these AP reporters don't watch the games. You had another AP reporter who literally left Florida State out of the rankings, and then after some weeks or whatever,
moved up Florida 2 spots.
Yeah, well, no. They moved up Florida State up to number 10. They had Notre Dame 1 week, who was left out of their top 25, and then the next week Notre Dame was number 9. I do remember his name, Chad Bishop. Some guy literally called him out, and his post went viral for calling him out. And it's like, look, if we're going to have all these people voting on this, you need to have your eyes on the whole landscape of college football, not just specifically your team, because then you see where you have a guy. And look, I get it.
Us three watch more football than anyone on the AP poll. Is that
correct? Correct.
Oh,
absolutely. There is an LSU reporter who has LSU number 1, and then he has 7 SEC teams ranked in the top 10. Can you honestly go right now and say there are 7 SEC teams that should be top 10 right now?
No, I would say maybe like 4 at max.
Number 10, by the way, is Alabama in his poll.
Yeah, that's not right.
Is FSU ahead of him? Or?
No, they're not. Yeah,
I understand the logic in a weird way, that part of it, but yeah, it's still crazy.
The problem is you're having, like, when you have these releases, just go look at each reporter and you can tell, like, I mean, right now, according to what has been played, do you think Penn State should be getting any number 1 overall votes?
No. I would say 2 and 3 makes sense, not 1. I would say
the whole thing is they're still up there because of the preseason ranking.
Correct. If you literally did a blind ranking right now.
If that was Indiana, right?
If it was Indiana
struggled with Old Dominion.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If it was Indiana wouldn't be in the top 10. They wouldn't even be in the top 15. It's all about the name, brand, and stuff like that. You hit it right on the nose. South Florida right now, I'm not saying they should be any higher than they are, but also because I don't think Florida is that good. This is not the same Florida team that we've come to know, accustomed to. But Boise has some pretty powerful name backing behind them. Boise has been a pretty steadily top 15 team every year. So I think South Florida is right where they're at right now. But if they beat Miami with the way Miami kind of handled Notre Dame in the trenches, and I watched that game, Notre Dame usually has pretty good trenches.
I'm going to make a crazy statement here. And you can judge it as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I have one name that probably watches more college football than any AP voter. And people thought, why the hell is he a guest picker? But I bet you if they put Timothy Chalamet, if they put Timothy Chalamet on the AP poll, that would be legit.
Somebody was feeding him answers. He might have just gone like CFB Reddit.
I don't know, man.
You don't just know Parker Navarro and you're dating Kylie Jenner. That's not how that works.
But I'm just going to say this. Everybody has their biases, obviously, clearly. Like, I think Ohio State should be number 1 right now. And I guarantee you, like, there's other people out there who – Blake, do you think Ohio State should be number 1 after they played Grambling? Maybe not.
Based on what you think Texas is. Yeah,
based on what I think Texas is a top 5 team, but here's the thing: if
I think Oregon can make an argument to number 1.
Okay, perfectly fine. I mean,
they Power 5 team by 66 points.
I know that, which is absurdness.
Like they're literally abusing teams.
Now, granted,
I feel like there should be some bias, but also like there should be some interchangeable bias with actual reasoning.
Here's the main thing I think is the coaches poll is obviously a GA is probably filling out the voter poll for any kind of coach.
100%. Elon not his fat ass down and filling out the goddamn poll.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
I mean,
and here's another thing too. Think of the timing of the AP poll. When's it come out? Like Sunday morning?
Sunday morning, yeah, or Sunday afternoon, yeah.
Like if you're at your game covering it, right? Mm-hmm. Think of it like us. Whenever one of us goes to the games, we miss a whole slate. You're not watching,
and it sucks.
Well, and here's the thing though: if you have a 3:30 game, you miss the end of the noon game, and then you miss the beginning of the night game.
Like think about it. If we'll say there's what, like right now, 5, not even less than that, 3 or 4 ranked matchups, right?
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do the receiving votes. So if you're what's that end up being like 25 games?
Yeah.
If you watch every 15-minute highlight on YouTube, right? That's gonna take you 6 hours?
Yeah.
I'm sure not everyone's doing that, but like even that would be more than what they're doing. I guarantee you they scroll the box score and they look at what happened. Like that's now this whole argument here circles back to Michigan knew they were going to lose Oklahoma, so they played to not lose. Oh, Michigan only lost by 11 Oklahoma? Oh, cool. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. See, that's where I'm like, okay, Sharon, you might have a point. If that makes kind of full circle sense about what I was saying earlier. You know what I mean?
But yeah, all right. Let's move on. We'll just kind of touch on this week.
Yeah.
I mean, we can just touch on next week because it's really bad. Like the Big Ten games are really bad. Like I'm looking at this. There is 2. There is 2 spreads under 25 points. So just going through all the list because it's going to take us. Indiana State on Friday, New Mexico, UCLA, which is 15.5-point favorites for UCLA, which is interesting.
Country Humphrey.
New Mexico covers.
Central Michigan.
The bad football team here.
Central plays Michigan. Oregon plays Northwestern. Both those games have 27.5-point spreads. Alabama, Wisconsin, which is 21. And then we get to a bunch of games that don't have spreads. Houston Christian versus Nebraska. Towson versus Maryland. Villanova versus Penn State. Norfolk versus Rutgers. Youngstown State versus Michigan State. And then we got a couple of games of spreads. USC goes to Purdue, 21.5-point favorites. Ohio State plays Ohio, 31-point favorites. Western Michigan plays Illinois, 27.5-point favorites.
I actually have my lock of the week here, and I want to say it's in my game, and it will be Ohio will cover. That is my absolute lock of the week. Ohio will cover this spread.
You think so?
Thoroughly convinced. I think Ohio is that good. I'm not saying it's going to be a nerve-wracking
Bobcats,
game.
or are you doing like a play on what Michigan says?
No,
yeah,
the Bobcats.
No, I don't know if you're doing a bit there or not. Sorry.
I actually I'm a very legit believer that this is like a very decent team. It's not and I'm not joking. I actually think that they are a pretty decently good football
Second best
team.
quarterback you'll face all year.
It could be.
Think about it. I said what after the week 1 is Parker Navarro the best quarterback you guys are going to face all year?
I don't know. Altmaier at Illinois.
Oh, Underwood too. So
and Bryce Underwood. Oh yeah, you forgot. Five-star Bryce Underwood.
It was more making fun of Arch, but let me cook.
But Mo, 5-star Drew Allar as well. We're gonna face so.
Oh yeah, 5-star from Ohio, Drew Allar. Yeah,
that game.
They love circling that game.
Yeah. Also, I want to say this. It is kind of laughable that Iowa has a line against UMass.
Yeah, it's 35.5. I was just about to say that.
That is not good. That is a line. That is
I don't know who I want to take in that game.
The last game of the night is Cal hosting Minnesota. Minnesota 2.5-point favorites on the road. I think that's the only game that people are actually going to be watching, with any sort of intent.
That is honestly is game day there this week or
no? Game day is in Knoxville, Tennessee.
They should have went here. They really should have.
No. Dog, the SEC has 3 games that could have gone.
I will say this. I find it
should personally be in South Bend. That's me.
I find it funny that they said that they were going to go to the backyard brawl in West Virginia until West Virginia lost, which I just want to be like, are you guys trying to just make West Virginia feel good? Because Tennessee and Georgia is a top tier matchup.
I think McAfee had some pull there, if I had to imagine.
I would imagine. Look, I'm just going to say that with this game, I don't know what to think between Minnesota and Cal because I don't think you can really tell. But I will say this, playing at 10:30 on the West Coast does not benefit Minnesota.
They did walk in there and beat UCLA last year. Tough UCLA team. And I don't know how hurt, what's his name is, how hurt Darius Taylor is. But well, the best player on that field's that Jordan Sepalapalapu.
Yes, he's actually pretty decent.
So yeah, my lock of the week. My lock of the week is Cal money line.
Okay. Well,
JKS.
If we are doing lock of the weeks, my lock of the week.
Want to know, Cozy?
Is from an SEC team. And my lock of the week is South Carolina to cover against Vandy.
Okay.
Duran, Kiwi, Sagapulatele.
Nailed it. The only take I have in that game is the Gary Lordo transitive property system play is Vanderbilt -11.
No, it's not happening.
They both played the same opponent, played a common opponent.
No.
One played actually on the road versus neutral site. I don't know if Gary's model factors that into it, but also put Cozy on the record. He is taking Northwestern State at Cincinnati. My lock.
I said Big 12 games. I said Big 12 games.
Oh, you did. By the way, the biggest game in the history of the CW network. Sorry, the biggest, most viewed thing in the history of the CW network. We can talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
So I was between two games for the lock of the week. I'll just say the two I was between. I was between Florida plus 7.5 and West Virginia plus 6.5. I think I'm gonna go West Virginia 6.5.
Okay.
It would have been a lot sicker if it was 7.5, which it was earlier. But I think 6.5 in this type of game, it almost seems too easy, which worries me.
That's my upset pick of the week, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Outright winner upset, West Virginia wins. You, by the way, you said Florida. You meant Miami, by the way.
No, Florida against LSU.
Oh, Florida against LSU. Okay, well,
yeah, I'm a big buyback guy.
I can just say USF Miami, the CW Network game of the century.
Yeah, that's unreal. I love that.
I cannot believe that CW Network has South Florida at Miami.
I wonder if it'll rate better than the Caitlin Clark. She played on them that once. But
can I actually just say this? It's a little disappointing to go look at that game and see that tickets are $35 for that game to go watch USF in Miami.
Yeah, one of the only ranked matchups they'll have at home all year. I guess they've already had one, but
yeah.
My upset pick of the week. Sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards.
Oh no. I know. I knew where you were going.
Do I believe in it? Absolutely not. But the line.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way you actually believe that Georgia's going to lose to Tennessee.
Now, my sister will be in attendance. She's got an incredible record against ranked opponents, beating LSU and Bama twice, including hanging on the uprights when it was going out of the stadium. I think that they have a chance. I don't think they'll do it, but I'll edit all this out later once it happens. So joke's on you. But yeah, balls. It makes no sense, but
it doesn't.
They might have the better quarterback in this game.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna say they do. I think I'll go with that. They do. The more
you want to give a free upset pick, Zach, because you technically already took one.
Yeah, I did. Let me look. Let me look at what we're doing because I don't know. Free upset pick of the week. There's not very many great games.
I do want to touch on one other ranked matchup before we do end. Notre Dame and Texas A&M could be a dynamite fire game. I think the Irish turn things around. It's at night. It's at Notre Dame.
Turn things around in the bye week?
Yep.
Okay. This is probably one of the biggest outlook games because if Notre Dame loses this game, it's going to be very tough for them to get in the playoff. Obviously, starting 0-2, they could run the table easily, I think. But at that point, who are you playing? It's very interesting. The battle of the trenches for sure. I mean, it's the same team looking in the mirror.
One interesting
not to take the points.
One interesting late game on TNT is Texas State and Arizona State. Texas State is sneaky good.
Arizona State
All right.
might think.
Other free upset pick of the week. Southern Miss over App State. I think if we're looking at a coach that is proven to win some big games, we're looking in the right place. I think that's the one.
I mean,
they hung with Mississippi State, who's a hell of a team. I mean,
yeah.
But
apparently,
the slate lines up fun. I think Oregon's gonna be fun to watch. Obliterate Northwestern. You got Clemson, Georgia Tech, Haynes King. Going crazy. I personally think this is a Clemson. Dabo, lets you know this is his conference still spot.
Yeah,
he does annually.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, Alabama. Sneaky could be a fun game. I don't think so. I don't believe that in the slightest. This could be an Alabama and just blows them away, and everyone then they're back.
I'm just gonna say, for sake of this podcast, Zach, you had better hope that Sparty does not lose to 3-3-0 football in Grit City.
That would be like the second. That would be like the second.
Connor Scallions got involved in that one in the chat. I didn't know what was happening.
That would be the second worst. That would be the second worst loss in this podcast school's history.
Oh, but yeah, the rest of the game
might be number one.
So no, that would be number one. It would be number one by far.
You think that's worse than App State 2007?
Oh, much worse considering YSU is.
Dude, App State ran show back then.
Yeah, they'd won 2 straight national titles.
And you lost to that same team, Zach. So or the Michigan team that year. So Gary's transitive property, you're cooked. So,
all right,
but yeah, Michigan plays Central. I don't really care. So my thing is just because I'm just a little quick on because I guess my game's technically the closest on spread, which is terrifying. If you're using again the transitive property, am I only a touchdown better than Pitt? Jesus Christ. Sharon is coaching until 11:59 p.m. Friday this week.
Correct.
So if he was gone already, I would be nuking this. My nuclear missile play of the season, month, annual, game of the year by fucking everything is going to be Michigan -2 against Nebraska. Because that'll be the Chip Lindsey special. I think Central Michigan kind of hangs a Michigan here. I can't even lie to you.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, by hangs, I mean it's within spread drama territory.
What, like 21?
Like
21 to 30.
Like New Mexico, but for longer.
Yeah, like again, CMU had a crazy upset on the road against San Jose State, who we saw kind of like not hang with Texas. Obviously, the very wrong word to use. It wasn't like Texas. A lot of teams laid down and got blown out. I mean, the Chips were fighting, or not Chips. The Spartans were fighting down there. I think they picked off Arch, but I don't know. I think it'll be the most competitive noon game at Big Ten. I think, unfortunately, Oregon wins by more than we will.
Did we miss that Central Michigan kind of kept it close against Pitt for quite a while too? So
yeah. Again, who CMU's coach is, right?
Yeah, they got a whole new staff.
I'm assuming Cozy would know.
They did.
He's the OL guy, offensive line coach from Army. So obviously tough.
Oh
there.
Shit!
Yeah, it's Matt Drinkwater.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's part of the reason why people said Army wasn't going to be that good this year, and they stunk it up.
Yeah, Army struggled because you can tell their offense.
Shout out to the Cadets, last play of the game, walk-off winners.
So that's why I was saying Central is working their ass off, and they have 3 quarterbacks they play. So, yeah, and one of them is an Iowa quarterback. So God bless. But we'll see, man. I don't know. I think it's going to be kind of a fun week. I kind of love USC Purdue as the 3:30 game. I know it's just weird. Like Northwestern, Oregon, and think about it like 10 years ago. You're like, hey, the Big Ten primetime slate's going to be Oregon, Northwestern, and then Michigan, or then Purdue versus
USC.
USC.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't even know what the night game is in the Big Ten. The 7 o'clock game.
Is there a possibility that USC just doesn't show up for that game? And they win by like a field goal.
Where's the game at? At Purdue?
At Purdue. It's a 3:30 kick in the middle of West Lafayette. This is
Purdue's as bad as people thought they were going to be.
They're not, but it's also West Lafayette where like
USC's been buzzsawing people.
Yeah, their backup is playing more than most people's starters.
But he's going to
be a problem.
It's also the middle of if you've ever been to West Lafayette, it's also the middle of nowhere, and these guys are coming from the city of LA.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like
wait, they're from LA? I thought that was UCLA.
If you want to talk about the culture shock, like if you thought they went to Minnesota, where Minnesota at least is in a city. But if you want to talk about culture shock, this is, I believe, their first trip this year. They're going to Purdue and to Illinois. Those are two culture shocks.
Is Purdue Eastern time?
It is Eastern time, yes.
This could be USC's first ever Eastern time zone win as a member of the Big Ten. It's a big game. Big game.
Didn't they go to Rutgers last year?
Rutgers doesn't count as the Big Ten.
Oh no, never mind. Rutgers actually went to them, and that was at 11 o'clock kickoff.
I know they played. They lost to UC or to Minnesota. I don't know if Minnesota doesn't count.
Minnesota was not an Eastern time zone, though.
Shut up. Let me cook, man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I assume.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't think you want to go in depth in your game, Zach. Just hopefully you don't.
Does Youngstown even have anyone? I know like they used to have like ex-Ohio guys.
Their quarterback is pretty electric. I was watching a couple of clips.
Their quarterback is a homegrown boy, actually.
But he doesn't really throw the ball much.
No,
he's
a runner. He is a runner.
He just runs.
Tell me it'd be like that FAU game you guys had last year. That guy was just baiting targeting penalties. That was so funny.
That was so bad. And then,
did you hear what happened? By the way,
did you hear what happened? Did you hear what happened with him when he went to UCF this year? Apparently, he got knocked out of the game, or his helmet came off and he got a concussion or something because somebody's he lost his helmet, or I don't know.
That was one of the better hate watches I've had in a long time. Trials through.
They were just
play.
And then their quarterback was baiting the hell out of any single player. That's unreal. He was so fast. He was faster than
highlight for a lot of Michigan fans last year.
He was faster than Castellanos. He was faster than Castellanos, and I don't know how that's possible.
Wow. Well, yeah, I don't know. Any closing thoughts? I think I'm pretty all good.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Well, thank you as always for watching. You guys, you'll know what's happening. You'll see us next week, and yeah, peace.
Go Bucks.